So, all right, me and the master Maine guide Bill, we were about ready to head out and do some Bigfooting back where the sighting was. About how long ago was that happened? It was just in the fall or
Yeah, it
something,
was
wasn't
in the about fallish
it? Yeah,
time.
yeah.
Yeah,
All right, so we're gonna go right back there, and we're gonna be in between probably where the sighting happened and where we heard that noise, right?
correct. Yeah, right in that area is about we're saying within a quarter of a mile from where we heard the noise is where Kirk saw his sighting.
Okay.
So which is about a mile from here.
So Bill and I made it back here to our campsite. We're pretty far back in here,
Yeah.
and it's kind of a really dark, kind of spooky feeling night already. But it's kind of an interesting night because you can really feel the moisture coming off the snow because it's fairly warm out here. My glasses are fogging up. But we're going to set up camp right here and get us a small fire going and hopefully draw in some Sasquatches. You never know, right?
Yeah, that's right.
All right. So I got my camp all set up, and Bill, the master Maine guide, is doing, well, what master Maine guides do, and that's build a fire. So Bill's got a nice little fancy fire going, about ready to spark it up, huh?
Yeah, in a minute here we'll go grab a little birch bark and we'll get this.
We'll get this party started right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true. All right, so yeah, there's camp for the night, and like we've been saying, about quarter mile that way, Kirk saw what he thinks is a Bigfoot.
Yeah, the tracks. He saw some tracks coming actually right through here towards where we're gonna. If anything's gonna go, it's gonna be in this area.
Right, so it has to cross this area right in front of us.
Tracks everywhere, and all kinds of animal sign. And
Right, right.
it's pretty, thick in this area.
So we're gonna sit up here all night and play with our little fire here and yell for Sasquatch a few times, maybe do some tree knocks, but I also want to be stealthy about this. I definitely feel that stealth is probably the way we can probably get some good photos and stuff of Bigfoot, hopefully some real proof that he exists. And but I'm willing to try anything, so we're going to try this fire stuff for a while and see how it works. So me and Bill, the master Maine guide here, just got to camp a few minutes ago, and he had him a fire ready to get going pretty fast, and we'll see if this thing kicks off. It's awful wet out here, and like you can see, we got a lot of snow. But Bill put a bunch of birch bark in there. Usually that kicks off pretty fast. We tried to find some dry wood, some dead stuff that was still on the trees and whatnot. Usually gives you your best chance to getting the fire going. Is there any reason why you built like a little teepee there?
Yeah, because once this stuff will get going, it'll start drying that out.
Yeah.
And then once it's burned, that'll dry out. We can kind of put that down. Then we can start burning the wetter stuff.
Right.
Regardless, it's just going to be slow going to get it. You're just going to pamper your fire.
So you want to get kind of a base going, right?
Yeah, start with real light tender on the bottom, and then work your way up to bigger stuff towards the end, and then in the night you can put bigger things on it because you'll have a nice fire going.
Right. It's funny, a lot of people don't realize that you can actually build fire on the snow. A lot of people think we'll just put it out, but once you get a nice ball of coals there, you can burn it anywhere you want to, really. And it's probably around 28 or so, maybe even warmer than that. And everything is just wet because we had a warm day. We can't hardly get the fire started. So Bill came up with a trick that seems to be working. He happened to have a candle with him, so he was like, we can use some of this wax to put on the fire to kind of help give it some fuel to get going. So as you can see, Master Maine Guide Bill's little trick there seems to be working all right. There he is with the candle, and just putting a little bit of candle wax down there just to give her some fuel.
Help some of that birch go.
Yeah. Seems to be working. So there you go. That's something else you might want to keep in your bag of tricks. Small candle. It looks like it might save you if you ever really need to get your fire going.
And it works as good as a little light too,
Yeah, for sure. So Bill just left. It's probably around 8 o'clock or so. fire's still going pretty good. So he said he'd be gone for an hour. So I'll just chill out here in my hammock, play with the infrared, and listen. And then later on, when Bill gets back, we're going to use some Bigfoot calls, and maybe do some tree knocking, and maybe even some predator calls. So it's time to go quiet. Hopefully I hear something. You never know.